Welcome to the Social Propaganda Club. This episode is a tribute to Peter Hughes, who has just retired from the Mountain Goats after more than 2 decades as the band's bass player. In this episode, we'll listen to Peter's best bass lines as we only listen to the Mountain Goats.
I'm Peter, representing Chino, California.
Drag you up under the pale moon. For so many years I'd wonder who you are. How could a person like you bring me joy under the pale moon, where I see a lot of stars? I saw the sign. Love is demanding without understanding. Yeah, I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign, and no one's gonna drag you up to get into the light where you belong. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Love is demanding without understanding. Yeah, I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign, and no one's gonna drag you up. Hey!
There are dozens of songs about how the road is hard, and the more time you spend on the road, the less they sound like cliches than like a simple and sometimes stark description of your life. Sooner or later, everybody spots the exit that has their name on it. And for Peter Hughes, my bandmate of either 28 or 22 years, depending on whether you mark the 1996 tour or the 2002 one as the start point, the time to leave the highway behind is now. He's made the call, and all that's left for us is to salute his legacy. Peter's contribution to our band and to my life can't be overstated. The time, toil, and sweat he has devoted to making our band better, year in and year out, will always be an indispensable part of what the Mountain Goats meant from 2002 to 2024. Peter, the love Matt, John, Brandon, and I have for you is forever, and my personal gratitude for your service, not to my vision, but what became our vision, cannot be measured. I speak on behalf of audiences around the world when I say thank you, and that you will be dearly missed. To enumerate the memories we've made together would fill volumes. Your absence, it should go without saying, will be felt, musically, personally, by us, and by so many. We wish you joy, and that in all abundance in all you do. Long may you live, and may each day bring greater pleasure than the last.
Welcome to episode 13 of the Social Propaganda Club. My name is River, and I am a music addict. This episode is bittersweet. On the one hand, I'm only going to play songs by the best ever band in the world, the Mountain Goats. On the other hand, the catalyst for this episode is that the bass player, Peter Hughes, has retired from the band. While I very much respect Peter's decision and wish him all the best, this is a sad day for music and a very sad day for all Mountain Goats fans. The letter that you heard being read during the intro is the content of a social media post by the lead singer of the band, John Darnielle. As he said, all that's left to do is to salute the legacy of Peter Hughes. And that's what I'm going to do in this episode. Even before Peter formally joined the band, it was paying tribute to him by releasing the EP Songs for Peter Hughes. And I took the intro song from that album. Of course, it's a cover of the song The Sign by Ace of Base. For the next 2 hours, I'm going to play Mountain Goat songs to which I think that Peter Hughes contributed significantly. Now, I know this is very subjective, and you might have differing opinions, or you might say, well, the bass isn't so prominent in that song. But in a lot of ways, Peter Hughes' bass lines are very subtle. And I think that this first song really illustrates this. That's the way that the songs are sung, the way that they're arranged. There's a certain amount of intensity, a certain amount of chaos. And it's the bass that sort of brings everything together and gives it some sort of continuity. So to start out with, let's go all the way back to near the beginning of Peter's tenure with the Mountain Goats. This is a song from 2003, and it's called Pomkorder Yajna.
You are listening to the Social Propaganda Club on Shouting Fire Radio, saluting the legacy of Peter Hughes.
Between Gary and White, hooked up with some friends at the Travel Lodge, set our
Now, I do realize that liking the Mountain Goats requires a certain quirky taste. And I've spoken previously in this radio program about how people react to the Mountain Goats. When I put on a song, what people often say is, "What the hell is that?" But after listening for just a short amount of time, people start to think, "Wow, what is that? That's really good." And by the next day, those songs are just stuck in their minds, and it's just like, "What was that? And please give me more." And that was precisely my experience when I first discovered the Mountain Goats. That was 1994. It was just before a new school year was going to start, and me and a bunch of other people went to Northampton, Massachusetts, just to sort of hang out for the day and see what was going on, and just happened to stumble into a Mountain Goats concert. Now that was before Peter Hughes joined the band, but I was mesmerized right from the start. Shortly afterwards, I found a Sweden LP in a local record shop, and that was all I had for quite a number of years. And here it is nearly 30 years later, and I have listened to Mountain Goat songs practically every day of my life, which means that for more than 20 years, Peter Hughes has been playing the bass portion of the soundtrack of my life. This next song is more recent, from 2020, and it really showcases Peter's bass playing. The name of the song is "Triumph of Pigs That Ran Straight Away into the Water."
You're gonna send me back to where I came from. Please don't send me back to where I came from. Let me go where the white magnolias grow. You're gonna fit me for that orange jumpsuit. Please don't fit me for that orange jumpsuit. Let me ride where the dragonflies lie. Yeah, but you're going to do what you wanna do, no matter what I ask of you. You think you hold the high hand, I've got my doubts. I come from Chino, where the asphalt sprouts. Big bus headed southeast from the courthouse. Well, I'm not headed southeast from the courthouse. Let some mysterious chunk of space debris puncture the roof and set me free. And even if I have to go to Claremont, well then I guess I'll just have to go to Claremont. Let me go. Let me lie low. Yeah, but you're going to do what you wanna do, no matter what I ask of you. And you send your dog messengers to tempt me. I come from Chino, so all your threats are empty. Woo!
After nearly wearing out my Sweden album, and after I had moved to Europe, which made it really difficult to find more obscure music, in 2002 I got a hold of what I think is one of the best albums ever made by anyone, All Hail West Texas. That was pretty good timing, because later that year Peter Hughes joined the band, and then Mountain Goats albums were a lot easier to come across. The next song is a live version with Peter playing on bass, but it is from the Sweden album. The song is California Song.
I know you see Mars in the sky tonight, and I know you can see Venus rising and veering off to the right. But can you see that young star overhead? That's the one that designed my undoing. Although you treat me badly, I will always love you madly. You really gotta hold on me. You really gotta hold on me. Yeah, 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 yeah.
The next song is from the fan favorite album, The Sunset Tree. And I really like the way that the lead guitar by John Darnielle is complemented, but is an almost competition with the bass guitar with Peter Hughes. But it fuses together so beautifully. There's also a great line in this song, and I'm not the only one who said this, but there's a line that talks about, just don't break my stereo because it's the only thing I can't live without. And that so encompasses what music means to me and what the Mountain Goats means to me. It's something that I just simply can't live without. Neither music nor especially the Mountain Goats.
Sleeping off your demons when I come home. Spittle bubbling on your lips, fine white foam. I am young and I am good. It's a hot Southern California day. If I wake you up, there will be hell to pay. And alone in my room, I am the last of a lost civilization. And I vanish into the dark and rise above my station. Rise above my station.
Here's a song from the album Transcendental Youth. It's an album that Peter Hughes really put his fingerprints on. The name of the song is Cry for Judas.
Some things you do just to see how bad they'll make you feel. Sometimes you try to freeze time till the thoughts are a blur of spinning wheels. But I am just a broken machine, and I do things that I don't really mean. Long black night, morning frost, I'm still here, but all is lost. Speed up to the precipice and then slam on the brakes. Some people crash 2 or 3 times and then learn from their mistakes. But we are the ones who don't slow down at all, and there's nobody there to catch us when we fall. Long black night, morning frost, I'm still here, but all is lost. Feel the storm every night, hope it passes by. Hallucinate a shady grove where Judas went to die. Unfurl the black velvet altar cloth, draw a white chalk Baphomet. Mistreat your altar boys long enough, and this is what you get. Sad and angry, can't learn how to behave. Still won't know how in the darkness of the grave. Long black night, morning frost, I'm still here, but all is lost.
The next song I'll play for you is from the Mountain Goats' 2022 album, Bleed Out. It was the first time in many years that I had been able to see the Mountain Goats because I was living in places that they simply did not tour. For me, it was like a trip to Mecca. I brought my kids and as many friends as I could drag to the show. Little did I know it was the last time I would see Peter Hughes playing with the Mountain Goats. This is one of the songs that they played at that show. It's Training Montage.
Water dripping from the pipes down in the basement. Bare feet on a concrete floor. Notches on the wall of my solitary cell. Sweat dripping out of every pore. It feels like it takes forever. It's maybe 5 minutes on screen, but the horns will swell and the strings will sound when that flipped quarter hits the ground. I'm doing this for revenge. I'm doing this to try and stay true. I'm doing this for the ones they had to leave behind. I'm doing this for you. sweat blood when the sun comes through. Thick mist on the pond before the temple, headed down for the final rendezvous. Everybody ready for justice, just another mile to go. But the strings will keen and the horns will cry when it's just me against the sky. I'm doing this for revenge. I'm doing this to try and stay true. I'm doing this for the ones they left a twist in the wind. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you.
I don't want to bore you too much with me talking about the Mountain Goats and Peter Hughes' bass lines. So here are several songs that I've selected that I think really illustrate his great bass playing.
Our conversations are like minefields. No one's found a safe way through one yet. I spend a lot of money. I buy a white gold. We raise up a little roof against the cold on Southwood Plantation Road, where at night the stars blow like milk across the sky, where the high wires drop, where the fat crows fly. All night long, you giggle and scream, your brown eyes deeper than a dream. I am not gonna lose you. We are gonna stay married in this house like a Louisiana graveyard, where nothing stays buried on Southwood Plantation Road. where the dead will walk again, put on their Sunday best, and mingle with unsuspecting Christian men. La 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 la.
Left the kitchen spotless on the day he said goodbye. Breakaway Republic dude, supremely filthy mouth. Copiah, Mississippi, points much further south. It's never light outside yet when they climb into the van. Forget the ones you can. Leave home feeling empty. Change planes in Taipei. Stay awake the whole time. End up several worlds away. The house was almost full that day. They made a space for you. This world is sad and broken. Gotta fix a crack or two. Rest until you're rested. Climb back onto the caravan. Remember at your peril. Forget the ones you can. And then just when you think you've learned how to forget, you learn it's just the ones who haven't risen to the surface yet. Absence after absence, keep the place secure. This will be the last time that I do this, I'm pretty sure. No one lasts for long in this profession, so they say. Maybe see you again someday. Every end point fixed forever on the day its arc began. Remember at your peril. Forget the ones you can. Forget the ones you can.
Remember at your peril that this is the Social Propaganda Club, which still has not risen to the surface of Shouting Fire Radio.
Do every stupid thing that makes you feel alive. Do every was driving up from Tampa when the radiator burst. I was 3 sheets to the wind, a civilian saw me first. And then there was the cop, and then the children standing on the corner. Your love is like a cyclone in a swamp, and the weather's getting warmer. I was getting out of jail, headed to the Greyhound. You said you'd hop on one yourself and meet me on the way down. I was shaking way too hard to think, dead on my feet, about to drop. When I got a case of vodka from the car and walked the 2 miles to the bus stop. Nothing in the shadows but the shadow Johnson Avenue in San Luis Obispo, and I'm 5 years old or 6 maybe, and indications that there's something wrong with our new house. Trip down the wire twice daily. I'm in the living room watching the Watergate hearings while my stepfather yells at my mother, launches a glass across the room straight at her head, and I dash upstairs to take cover, lean in close to my little record player on the floor. So this is what the volume knob's for. I listen to dance music, dance music. Okay, so look, I'm 17 years old, and you're the last best thing I got going. But then the special secret sickness starts to eat through you. What am I supposed to do? No way of knowing, so I follow you down your twisting alleyways, find a few cul-de-sacs of my own. There's only one place this road ever ends up, and I don't wanna die alone. Let me down, let me down, let me down gently. When the police come to get me, I'm listening to dance music, dance music.
Everybody tests the membrane, but no one pushes through.
pretend to be a ghost at the back of your closet. No matter where you live, there'll always be a few things, maybe several things, that you're gonna find really difficult to forgive. There's gonna come a day when you feel better. You'll rise up free and easy on that day, and float from branch to branch, lighter than the air. Just when that day is coming, who can say, who can say? Our mother has been absent ever since we founded Rome. But there's gonna be a party when the wolf comes home. We're gonna commandeer the local airwaves to tell the neighbors what's been going on. They will shake their heads and wag their bony fingers in all the wrong directions, and by daybreak we'll be gone. I'm gonna get myself in fighting trim, scope out every angle of unfair advantage. I'm gonna bribe the officials, I'm gonna kill all the judges. It's gonna take you people years to recover from all of the damage. Our mother has been absent ever since we founded Rome. But there's gonna be a party when the wolf comes home.
House up in Clear Lake, where I used to live. Picked the lock on the front door and felt it give. Touch nothing, move nothing, stand still. Keep my ears open for cars. See how the people here live now. Hope that they're better at it than I was. I used to live here. 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 Pictures up on the mantle. Nobody I know. I stand by the tiny furnace where the long shadows grow. Living room to bedroom to kitchen, familiar and warm. Hours we spent starving within these walls. Sounds of a distant storm. I used to live here. 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 the door with my eyes closed when it's time to leave. Steal home before sunset, cover up my tracks, drive home with old dreams that play in my mind, and the wind at my back. Break the lock on my own garden gate when I get home after dark. Sit looking up at the stars outside like teeth in the mouth of a shark. I used to live here. 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 From the harbor, dawn goes down today. An agent crests the shadows of a nearby alleyway. Piles of broken bricks, signposts on the path. Every moment points toward the aftermath. Yeah. Straggle back from their nights out on the town. Hopeless urchins from the city gather around. Spies from Imperial China wash in with the tide. Every battle heads toward surrender on both sides. And I am coming home to you with my own blood in my mouth. And I am coming home to you if it's the last thing that I do. Bells ring in the tower, wolves howl in the hills. Chalk marks show up on a few high windowsills. And a rabbit gives up somewhere, and a dozen hawks descend. Every moment leads toward its own sad end. Yeah. Ships loosed from their moorings capsize and then they're gone. Sailors with no captains watch a while and then move on. And an agent crests the shadows, and I head in her direction. All roads lead toward the same blocked intersection. I am coming home to you with my own blood in my mouth. And I am coming home to you if it's the last thing that I do.
I hope you're getting into the Mountain Goats and that you're really liking those bass lines. The next song I'm going to play for you is one of the Mountain Goats' most popular songs. The name of the song is This Year. At the last Mountain Goat show that I attended, there was a period in which John Darnielle, the lead singer, was doing solo performances and taking requests, and someone yelled out that they wanted to hear this song this year. And John simply replied, "Why would you want me to play this solo when you have the world's best bass player and the world's best drummer here who will play it for you afterwards?" Here is This Year.
The Social Propaganda Club is here to help you make it through this year. But even if it kills you, you should still listen to Shouting Fire Radio.
Here's another favorite, although the band has sort of disowned this song. It's not Peter playing the bass, though. He's actually singing backups on this, and you hear the lead singer, John Darnielle, he's yelling at the beginning, "Peter, sing back up! Peter, sing back up!" So he's singing backup on this song. The name of the song is Going to Georgia. I love the energy and the ruckus in this performance. And it really captures what a live Mountain Goats show was in the 2000s, when the band consisted just of Peter and John.
The most remarkable thing about coming home to you is the feeling of being in motion again. Peter! It's the most extraordinary feeling in the whole world. I have two big hands and a heart pumping blood and a 1967 Colt 45 with a busted safety catch. The world shines as I cross the Macon County line going to Georgia. The most extraordinary thing about you standing in the doorway is that it's you. And then you're standing in the doorway and you smile when you ease the gun from my hand and I'm frozen with joy. Right where I stand, the world frozen in light underneath your hair. 40 miles from Atlanta, this is nowhere, going to Georgia. Bowser. The world shines as I cross the Macon County line going to Georgia.
Yes, that was Peter doing the Bowser-style backing vocals on that song. Here's another group of songs that demonstrate those great bass lines.
I'm in the repair bay casting spells, mystic in the glow of the spotlight, ringing out the funeral bells, tending the fires, gathering power. May I present the man of the hour, placing his faith in the strength of the safety visor, placing his faith in the strength of the safety visor, leaving only slightly diminished, older but wiser. With a bucket and rag, when you've got a big job to do, you notice how the moments drag. Live in the present, savor the crime, relish the time before you have to leave it behind. Placing your faith in the strength of the safety visor, placing your faith in the strength of the safety visor, leaving only slightly diminished, older but wiser, smarter but scared, now wearing an exile's mark, one that's gonna glow in the dark. I'm out on the sidewalk, scrub clean, take all your worry and care, feed it to the big machine. Once you commit to the turn, you're gonna have to follow through. Cover your eyes when the splash comes, it's the only thing you can do. Placing your faith in the strength of the safety visor, placing your faith in the strength of the safety visor, leaving only slightly diminished, older but wiser. feel human begins to vaporize. Maybe it's the heat in here, maybe it's the pressure. You ought to head for the exits, the sooner the better. I am this great, unstable mass of blood and foam, and no one in her right mind would make my home her home. My heart's an autoclave. My heart's an autoclave. When I try to open up to you, I get completely lost. Houses swallowed by the earth, windows thick with frost, and I reach deep down within, but the pathways twist and turn, and there's no light anywhere, and nothing left to burn, and I am this great, unstable mass of blood and foam, and no emotion that's worth having can call my heart its home. My heart's an autoclave. My heart's an autoclave. Dreamt that I was perched atop a throne of human skulls on a cliff above the ocean, howling wind and shrieking seagulls, and the dream went on forever, one single static frame. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and I am this great, unstable mass of blood and foam, and no one in her right mind would make her home my home. My heart's an autoclave. My heart's an autoclave. When I worked down to the liquor store, guy with a shotgun came raging through the place, muscled his way behind the counter. I shot him in the face. This morning I went down to the Catholic Church, 'cause something just came over me. 45 minutes in the pews, praying the rosary when the last days come. We shall see visions more vivid than sunsets, brighter than stars. We will recognize each other and see ourselves for the first time the way we really are. Decorative grating on my window,
gets a little rustier every year. I don't know how the metal gets rusty when it never rains here. A year or so ago I worked at a liquor store, and a guy came in, tried to kill me, so I shot him in the face. I would do it again, I would do it again when the last days come. We shall see visions more vivid than sunsets, brighter than stars. We will recognize each other and see ourselves for the first time the way we really are. On the morning when I woke up without you for the first time, I felt free, and I felt lonely, and I felt scared. And I began to talk to myself almost immediately, not being used to being the only person there. The first time I made coffee for just myself, I made too much of it, but I drank it all, just 'cause you hate it when I let things go to waste. And I wandered through the house like a little boy, lost at the mall. And an astronaut could have seen the hunger in my eyes from space. And I sang, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do without you? On the morning when I woke up without you for the first time, I was cold, so I put on a sweater, and I turned up the heat, and the walls began to close in, and I felt so sad and frightened. I practically ran from the living room out into the street, and the wind began to blow, and all the trees began to bend, and the world in its cold way started coming alive. And I stood there like a businessman, waiting for a train, and I got ready for the future to arrive. And I sang, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do without you?
We were drinking Colorado Bulldogs when inspiration struck, and we knew it was high time for us to change our own luck. We cracked a couple Coca-Colas open, mixed them up with vodka and some coffee liqueur, poured in some cold milk, raised our glasses high to old friends. My love for you is 98% pure, but the 2% that remains has fried the circuits in my brain. My smoking jacket, you put on some fishnets and your smart black beret. We cut quite a figure in the mirror, and then we were on our way. Oh, would that you would kiss me with the kisses of your mouth, 'cause your mouth is sweeter than wine and has a more complicated history than the American South. As the evening took us in, you could have popped the tension with a safety pin. We went down to Pete Brown's Chevrolet, 'cause Pete Brown can satisfy all your new car needs. We were nicely oiled by then, our internal transponders picking up satellite feeds from well-worn ancient places. Our eager young sales rep handed us the keys. We drove about 3/4 of a mile. All that's left for us now are moments like these. We parked behind the high school, away from the light, and the flames climbed high into the night. Graveyards when I get home, bury them again. Wonder if you'll ever get the chance to ask me why I turned you in. I saved my own skin, but I live to fight another day. Still remember how brave you were when they came to take you away. I feel guilty, but I can't feel ashamed. Prowl through empty fields, great cane. Thought I'd seen a ghost up on the boulevard between the broken bits. It's hard to tell gifts of the spirit from clever counterfeits. Sleepwalk through my days and mark the hours until these dark times fade. Like a caterpillar crawling out along the surface of the blade. And I feel guilty, but streets. Somebody's opened up the fire hydrant. Cold water rushing out in sheets. Some kid in a Marcus Allen jersey asks me for a cigarette. Companionship is where you find it, so I take what I can get. I'll trapped on the cars like funhouse mirrors. Stick to the shadows when I can. Lovecraft in Brooklyn. When the sun goes down, the armies of the voiceless, several 100,000 strong, drawn out without their bandages, their voices raised in song. And when the streetlights sputter out, they make this awful sizzling sound. I cast my gaze toward the pavement. Too many bloodstains on the ground. Rhode Island drops into the ocean. No place to call home anymore. Lovecraft in Brooklyn.
The Social Propaganda Club is coming to you from beyond the stars, but it is not here to kill you. Shouting Fire Radio promises to be your Lovecraft.
For the next song, we're doing something a little bit different. This is one before Peter Hughes joined the band, and in which he's not playing bass, he's doing backing vocals. The name of the song is Cubs in 5.
Revival and the Chicago Cubs will beat every team in the league, and the Tampa Bay Bucks will we'll take it all the way to the top, and I will love you again. I will love you like I used to. I will love you again. I will love you like I used to.
Here are a couple more songs with a twist. Instead of Peter playing bass or even backing vocals, he's playing guitar. The name of the songs are Down Here and Weekend in Western Illinois.
On Venus, it rains sulfuric acid, but the raindrops evaporate before they hit the ground. Japanese red-crowned crane by the water here. Trouble in town, I feel like I'm gonna drown. Down here, it's all coming down. Down here. Hurricanes in from Australia tore up the neighborhood. A telegram from Lithuania, and the news is not good, and I don't speak the language. Down here, it's all coming down. Down here. Johnson is my name. Brooklyn is my station. Heaven is my resting place. God is my salvation. Soaking up like a blanket, and the dandelions spread themselves thickly out along the fields, which are evidently endless. We are hotly in love with one another. We've got an unquenchable thirst in our throats. We are for some reason all the time bleeding, and we are friendless. And we love these dogs lawns here in Galesburg, because they seem to know something nobody else knows. It is written in the smiles on their faces, and it rings in their high young voices. We are burning up all of our choices up here where the tall grass grows, up here in Galesburg.
I've saved one of the best for near the end. This is a song with great bass lines. The name of the song is Shelved.
Before the crowd, I wanna play my guitar. Not gonna sit up and beg, not gonna do tricks, not gonna stand here on a soundstage tethered to a crucifix. The ride's over, I know, but I'm not ready to go. I wanna flash my pastel colors by the rail on a windy day at Pimlico. Don't wanna write songs with this clown they set me up with in a Los Angeles rehearsal studio. Not gonna tour with Trent Reznor, third of three, bottom of the bill. You can't pay me to make that kind of music. Not gonna swallow that pill. The ride's over, I know, but I'm not ready to go.
Here are some slower paced songs that really give Peter the space to showcase his bass playing.
The men were here to get your Belgian things. They'll store them for you in an airplane hangar. There's guys in biohazard suits, mud caking on their rubber boots. They've come to keep your pretty things from danger. The men were here to get your Belgian things. They'll spend the whole day hauling them downstairs. shot a roll of 32 exposures. My camera groans beneath the weight it bears. I can see you in my sleep, playing the points for all you're worth, walking gingerly across the bruised earth. Get your Belgian things. They waltzed right through the door and went fluorescent. Their boots were black and shiny, and your treasures gleamed like stars, bones from deep down in the Fertile Crescent. The arteries are clogging in the mainframe. There's too much information in the pipes. I saw the mess you left up in the east bedroom. A tiger's never gonna change its stripes. I guess. But Jesus, what a mess. One way in, no way out. Here to get your Belgian things, and only I was here to see them do it. I wish you had a number where you are. It's hard with no one here to help me through it. I can see you in my sleep, playing the points for all you're worth, walking gingerly across bruised earth.
On the morning when I stop looking back, I'll be up to see the sunrise in deep bruised black and bright blood red and pale desert rose, and several other colors like those. Great pirates testing the waves. Great pirates testing the waves. Everybody gone from here. May you all emerge free and clear. And may you do some good where you go. High in the hands of the crosswinds, or in the arms of the undertow. Great pirates testing the waves. Great pirates testing the waves. Calling the roll. Let's see. Just me, and checking the rigging before heading off to war. this black sky up early. Carry what I need to carry. Bury what I have to bury. Dancing, whistling, singing past the cemetery. Great pirates testing the waves. Great pirates testing the waves. Great pirates testing the waves.
In this next song, Peter Hughes is not playing the bass, but instead he's playing the guitar. Now this is a very unusual performance, and it's a very unusual arrangement, but it really shows both Peter's versatility in the band, but it also really captures the way a live show is with the Mountain Goats. And it's like a family that's joining together and like just screaming out, expressing various emotions in various songs. This is Terror Song.
You're a greatly loved mother, and you saw your mother. You thought of Thomas Kincaid. He's the painter of light. You wondered if you'd ever own a Thomas Kincaid, or maybe just a reproduction. As you looked upon this warm family scene, you wondered if you'd die without trying heroin at least once, to see if it was as intense as everybody said it was. Then you said to yourself, look, let me take in the reality of the situation. Let me just quickly describe it for myself so I can know what's going on. You said, okay, well, Dad has a knife. Dad has a knife! He's stabbing his wife. He's stabbing his wife! And also, as I looked across the kitchen to further consider the tableau before me, before I just give up, I see that if I were asked to describe this before a court of law, perhaps before the United States Senate, before whom I would not wish to lie, I would say, Mom has a saw. Mom has a saw! Then I would say, if they asked me, what's Mom doing? I'd say, well, sirs, I thought about it and I looked at it for a little while, and if I'm going to tell you the truth, which I'd rather not do, because it's my family and I love them, no matter what it is they do, she's sawing off her own jaw. Sawing off her own jaw! Sawing off her own jaw. Sawing off her own jaw! And if we do the math, that leaves Mom without jaw, Dad without wife. They're making awful plans. You look at cancer in your head. Terror song! Terror song!
I will once again conclude this episode with the same song I finish every episode. The name of the song is The Best Ever Death Metal Band Out of Denton. Now, if you know the Mountain Goats, you know that this song predates Peter Hughes. It was the album just before he joined the band in 2002. But since this is one of the greatest songs ever written, I had to find a version in which Peter Hughes was playing. So this is a live version of that song. I think the theme of the song is also very appropriate for this episode. The song is about breaking away from what's expected of you. And what better example of that than to leave a band that's extremely popular and to go off and do your own thing. Even though the Mountain Goats family will be mourning a loss of one of its seminal members, it's great feeling to know that Peter's going out there and pursuing what he wants, and in doing so, breaking with the conformity of what one might expect. And so I too wish Peter Hughes joy, and that every day brings greater pleasure than the last. Thank you for all the music, Peter, and hail Satan.
Twice a week in Jeff's bedroom. The best ever death metal band out of Denton. Never settled on a name, but the top three contenders after weeks of debate were corpulent postulates and the killers and the hospital bombs. Jeff and Cyrus believed in their hearts that they were headed for stage lights and Learjets and fortune and fame. So in script that made prominent use of a pentagram, they'd stencil their drum heads, their guitars with their names. And this was how Cyrus got sent to the school where they told him he would never be famous. And this was why Jeff and the letters he'd write to his friend helped develop a plan that even when you punish a person for dreaming his dream, don't expect him to thank or forgive you. The best ever death metal band out of Denton will outpace and outlive you. Hail Satan!
hope you enjoyed this episode of the Social Propaganda Club. If you are already a fan of the Mountain Goats, I hope that I played music that you thought represented the work of Peter Hughes. And if you're not yet a fan of the Mountain Goats, I hope that this episode inspires you to listen to them more and that you will become a fan. I look forward to seeing all of you at any future Mountain Goats shows.
Thank you for listening to the Social Propaganda Club on Shouting Fire Radio. All episodes are archived at the YouTube channel Social Propaganda Club, where you will also find artists and song titles from all episodes. Comments and suggestions are also always welcome.